What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got some early information on the upcoming Nightwave, which is going to be here this Wednesday on all platforms. We've got early stats on the new Kuva and Tenet weapons as well, so we'll be going over that stuff today. Now we don't have the full picture, so there's still a chance that these weapons have special alt-fire modes, and that the augment mods we're discussing today are actually more powerful than they are seeming in the description we are provided. So don't take this as concrete final info. It's just an early look to hopefully get you a little bit excited for this upcoming update in Warframe. So let's get right into it. But before we do, this stuff was posted on the Warframe Reddit. I did not find this stuff myself, and I did not, release this information myself. I am reporting what has already been posted on Reddit. And additionally, make sure you're subbed this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. I'll have the weekly reset video tomorrow, which will be the last weekly reset of this current Nightwave season. So make sure you finish up your Nightwave stuff by next Wednesday, or you'll be losing out on those cosmetics and augment mods. The Swarthworks augment, the Cabalist augment for that. Alright, let's get right into what we have today. And I will be comparing the Tenet Glaxion and Kuva Sobek stats to the normal Sobek and Prisma Glaxion stats at that. Alright, so let's start off with the stats for the, let's just do the Kuva Sobek. Actually, yeah, do the Kuva Sobek first. Okay. So here we are with the Kuva Sobek stats. These were, now, just a heads up, the Chinese version of the game does get this stuff earlier, and that's why we know this information right here. Okay, so we've got a weapon with 21% critical chance, a 2.3 multiplier, and 21% status chance per projectile. It has innate multi-shot of 5, so it fires 5 pellets, got a 20-round magazine, 25 to 40 damage fall off, and a 2.5 fire rate. Let's compare that to the normal Sobek that's already in the game. So let's go ahead and get this gameplay off the screen here for a second. And here we are in the ship. Okay, so as far as the upgrades this thing gets, you're getting better damage fall off by a small percentage. Actually, it's a pretty big percentage. The normal Sobek's fall off is 20 to 30, and this new one is 25 to 40, so more range. You're getting 10% more critical chance. You're getting a 0.3 base increase to crit multiplier, so 30% more base crit multiplier. That's a pretty big deal. Additionally, you're getting some more base damage. And a reminder, too, since this will be a Kuva weapon, you'll have even more base damage as you'll be able to get a 60% elemental. Now that we have the stats of this, what elemental should you go for on the Kuva Sobek? For me, I think I'm going to be going for either a cold Kuva Sobek, because if you think about it, a lot of players have Toxin Rivens for the Sobek due to it being really powerful with Sarin. For me, for example, I think I have 2 Rivens that are Toxin for the Sobek. So if I am to use them, which it might not be worth it, we're going to be having a Toxin. I already have a Toxin Riven. I have 2 Toxin Rivens for this thing. And yeah, this thing is crit viable, it seems. So that's going to mean that if you have a minus crit Riven for the Sobek, you might want to get another Sobek Riven, because as far as we can tell, Acid Shell's augment mod will not scale with the Kuva Lich Progenitor bonus. So if you get a Toxin Kuva Sobek, it will be doing the same amount of damage with the Acid Shell's augment, the already existing augment, as a cold Kuva Sobek. And why would I go for cold? Like I said, because you're getting that you already have that Toxin Riven. Cold already will be built in. Colds, you have a viral setup with just 1 elemental mod. That's what I'm thinking right now. If you guys have any ideas for what you'd rather have on a Sobek, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm thinking a cold Kuva Sobek to start off with. We'll go over the augment mod at the end as well. Alright, so we got the Kuva Sobek. Let's go over the Tenet Glaxion compared to the normal, or rather the Glaxion Vandal for that matter. Okay, so we got the Glaxion Vandal in the sim. Let's get the Glaxion Vandal stats. Alright, so here are the Glaxion Vandal stats. We don't have every little thing, but from what I'm seeing right here, it's not looking that crazy anyway. So this unfortunately might not be as hype. That's why I'm saying don't put all your stock in what I'm showing you right now. There might be an alternate fire mode. There might be things we're not seeing here. It might chain for all we know, right? We don't know that. So let's just go over what we have though. We got 12 fire rate, 90 magazine. Yes, this has less magazine than the Glaxion Vandal. It does. That's very odd. We've also got 20% critical chance, which is higher than the 14% critical chance of the Glaxion Vandal, and we've got a better crit multiplier at 2.2 versus the flat 2 for the Glaxion Vandal. The Tenet Glaxion will have better stats in multiple departments. What it will not have better stats in is going to be the status chance, and it looks like it only has 1 more base damage. So as far as which element to go for on this thing, I think it's a pretty safe call to say go for a Toxin Elemental. with a similar vein of thinking of what we were talking about with the Kuva Sobek. This thing has base cold already before any Tenet bonuses. So if you get a Toxin Tenet Glaxion, that cold damage will become viral right away. Alternatively, if you do have Toxin on there, it lets you be more flexible for a corrosive cold build as well. If you guys have any other options that you prefer here, let me know in the comments. Like I said, maybe a Radiation one, Radiation Cold already built in. You mod it for corrosive. After that, you have Corrosive Radiation Cold. That sounds kind of okay, but it doesn't sound that phenomenal. To me, this thing needs to have some kind of special ability that we're not seeing right now because the stat bumps they're giving it are lackluster. Extremely lackluster. It makes me think, why was this not just a Tenet Amprex instead? At least that thing can actually chain. So yeah, we'll have to see about the Tenet Glaxion. It's looking pretty underwhelming, unfortunately. Alright, so now that we've gone over the weapons, let's go over the new augment mods. And just a heads up, there's not a ton of information we can pull from this. These augments will be in the new Nightwave season. So for example, like how we have the Nora's Mix Volume 5 ending on Wednesday, they're going to be just like how we have the Cannibalist augment at like level 13 and the Sporotix augment at level 25. It will be like these kinds of reward rank up path items. So it will not be like dropping in game. And that means that it has to be better than Acid Shells for Sobek, because Sobek's Acid Shells augment is really good. Really, really good. But if we're having a crit viable Sobek, we'll have to see what this new one will be. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. Okay, so as far as your new augment stats, here's what you got. So for the Sobek one, we could pull limited information from this. Increased status chance and multi-shot for magazine. That's what we have for the Sobek. Increased status chance and multi-shot for magazine. I don't know what that means besides it increases the status chance and the multi-shot. So maybe it will give you minus magazine size, but it gives you increased status chance and multi-shot. It better be some good multi-shot, honestly. I'm just saying, if we're getting a downside on our augment, and this is going to be, technically taking up a mod slot that would be used for Acid Shells, potentially. I mean, look at this build. I mean, it is pretty much a pure Toxin build, but, this is a mod slot right here. That's a mod slot right there. Now, technically, I could take this off. If we had a Kuva Sobek, this cold mod I'm using to get viral on the build, this could be replaced by the new augment. So, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's actually going to be worth it. But this thing doesn't have that much magazine in the first place. 20 round magazine. I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's like minus, 30% magazine, but you get a bunch of extra multi-shot, a bunch of extra status chance. I wouldn't mind just a punch-through, honestly, on the Sobek. But yeah, you should potentially, or you might have some extra room for this on a Saren Acid Shells loadout, for example. But again, since the Riven disposition on these new weapons will be 0.5, and the Sobek's current disposition is like maximum dispo, the amount of Toxin, the amount of Bane of the Grenier, amount of Bane of the Corpus you're getting from a 0.5 dispo Riven is so much lower that if you're using Acid Shells on this, with Saren, I'd say just stick with a normal Sobek, sadly. Maybe even rename your normal Sobek to Kuva Sobek to make yourself feel better. But yeah, moving on to the Glaxion augment here. This one might actually have a little bit more viability, as the Glaxion is just, it's not really a super popular weapon, and it probably has some room on the build, actually. On kill or assist, chance to drop an energy orb plus 15%. So that actually sounds like a good utility weapon right there, a good support weapon. You use this Glaxion as a CO procer, so you, like I said earlier, you could be slap on viral, slap on corrosive, slap on rad, all those kinds of things, and then they have an increased chance to drop an orb after you kill them, or after one of your teammates kills them, for example. So, that could potentially be pretty good, depending on what situations you're in. So, for example, for, endo farming, a lot of people do use the Glaxion as a viral procer, just to, get the enemy debuffed. Very easy right there. And, that being said, is this an exciting augment? No, it's not. 15% chance to drop an energy orb on kill. This is a Tenet Glaxion weapon. I want this thing to do damage. I don't want it to be as a utility weapon. And unfortunately, from what I'm looking at right here, this might end up being a utility weapon. So we'll have to see. Again, so as far as the early look that we've had, are these weapons going to be good things to have in your arsenal? I feel like the Kuva Sobek might be a nice powerful shotgun, good crits. It's going to have potentially some good augments. It already has Acid Shells in the first place, so looking pretty nice there. The Glaxion, on the other hand, I need to be proven wrong that it's just going to be a utility weapon. It needs to have some special chaining gimmick. It has to have some special, cold proc thing. Because remember, those cold proc changes are not coming until the Jade Shadows update in June. So this is all we're getting until June, guys. So let's hope that these things are extremely exciting and extremely powerful, because if not, it's not really going to be that... They might not even be worth farming if the Glaxion doesn't have anything beyond what we see right now. So hope you guys found this video interesting and helpful. This stuff comes out on Wednesday, and the Jade Shells update comes out in June. We'll also have a dev stream between now and then as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate all support. And yeah, I will be live with the weekly reset tomorrow. Just going to take another day off because I have to... Just for some health reasons, honestly. So I'll see you guys very soon. Take it easy. Peace.